Well, looky here. I finally made it. Holy smokes, at the last minute, the camera just didn't want to connect to the computer, but that's how it goes. I mean, it was perfectly fine. I could see myself, and then just minutes before, who knows? But welcome to this little early edition of Bourbon Neophyte. I just had to do this because a couple of people had decided that they wanted to send me some of their whiskey. So when they were here visiting, they were nice enough to drop a few samples off. So, me being the obliging person and don't mind drinking it, said, "Hey, thank you. I will take it." Well, when you really start thinking about it, it's probably, like a real good idea to just, I don't know, see which one's the best, right? So I decided today that I'm going to take some of these little blends that I have here from two people and pour them into these Glens right here and see which one really is the best. And it's really all about bragging rights, you know, um, who has the best blend, who's, going to be the king of the hill, who's going to be able to just gloat, beat their chest. It's strictly for fun, strictly bragging rights. I mean, just because sometimes people like to drop me off different little tchotchkes, like a whiskey nose golden Glen that, I can drink samples out of, or, want to make me a nice whiskey holder, something like that, or, drop me off monogrammed 100 milliliter bottles with screw caps. Feel the need to make me some Glen covers, keychains. I mean, look, I can't be bought, people. I cannot be bought. T-shirts, I just can't be bought. I just want to make sure people understand that. I mean, I love these tchotchkes when they come because they're totally unexpected. And for me, that's actually the best surprise I can get, is because my subscribers, my friends thought enough to send me something just out of the blue. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I just want to say, really appreciate this stuff that I do get. And my last stream was your forgotten bottles. So tonight I decided that something that I honestly haven't had in a while, to kind of start it off, I poured myself a little McKenna 10, which it's a year or more since I touched this bottle. It's the second bottle that I've had, and thank goodness it's as good as the first bottle I opened a couple of years ago. And I just thought it fitting to pour it in this nice whiskey nose golden Glen right here that I had gotten. So just want to say cheers to everybody, and I'll catch up with the chat here real quick. And I did see this, and Marty, I figured would be pretty damn confident. So good luck, and cheers to you, Marty. You see, I got the whiskey nose glass right here, baby. Mm, mm, damn. Wow. Seems a little lighter on the palate than I remember, but still a little deep brown sugar note on it. a little thin though, but it is what it is. Eric, cheers, man. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you being here. Mr. Reynolds, cheers. Really appreciate you. Just put there we go. Top Dog is confident he's going to probably want to taste the winning dram, so he's already mailing it out to him. Yes, I do have that here. So this is the latest. And this is the Christmas 2023, which I haven't touched yet. Hold on. Did I or didn't I? Yes, I did. Sorry. I forgot. You put electrical tape around this darn thing. I said, I could have swore I ripped that band off. What the heck is wrong with it? I did. Threw me for a second. And another one that fooled me, and I knew what it was because, it got dropped off to me. And like I said, just because somebody buys me a meal before they hand me some whiskey doesn't have any influence on the outcome. Just so everybody is clear. Everybody is clear. We don't show favoritism here. Mr. White, cheers. Appreciate you being here. Really. And I know I saw Jacob. Cheers, man. Thank you for being here. Sugar Kitty, cheers. I know you're busy multitasking. I did catch Stacy's stream. Thought it was good. Loved to hear her talk. And Scott on there tonight. I thought it was really, really good. I don't know about you all, and I'm sure you were watching it too. But she really knows her stuff when it comes to Irish whiskey. And I mean that. She really, really knows her stuff. Well, you know what? Thank you. Shane. I really appreciate that. But we need to know where to send you flowers for Tuesday. Because, when you turn 50, and I did that a while ago. So I know what you're going to go through. I know what it's going to be like to get up on that Tuesday morning coming up when you're actually 50 years old. I know you're at the top of that hill right now, getting ready to pull your pants down and slide down that hill on the ice and see how far you can go. But trust me, it's going to be a whole different feeling come Tuesday. A whole different feeling because you will officially be 50 years old. Wow. A half a century. Half a century. Whew. Wow. Damn. You will see on Tuesday. But if I don't talk to you then, and I'm going to, happy birthday. Let's see who else is here that I missed. Oh, Renee, happy Sunday. Absolutely happy Sunday when I get to drink some of your husband's whiskey. It is a happy day. The happiest day, though, I have to admit, and I've said this many times, is when I'm going to sit here and drink Shane's whiskey. That is one of the best. Yeah. Yes. I've got so much more, Shane, but you can discover it on Tuesday. But yes, like I said, some of my favorite whiskey to drink is Shane's whiskey. Absolutely wonderful. Anyway, so like I said, in the glass, little Henry McKenna today. Get started. Let me take another swig of this. Now it's getting better. The second swig of it, now it's getting better. So right here, just so you all can see, can you see the A on there? And I'm sure Marty will tell you A means the winner, but that is what's going in that glass. So let me open this up because, and I'm not even going to nose it. I'm just going to go ahead and pour a taste in there. Pour a taste in there. There we go. It's in there. And I'm keeping it by there so I don't forget. And now this very, very special Christmas blend. Although I don't know if I ever told you guys, there's a blend out there, was out there called Christmas. And a place called Storytime made it. I tell you what, that was the best damn Christmas whiskey I ever had. And of course, Top Dog is probably like, shit, you haven't put your lips on this one yet. Well, this one, Christmas 2023 by Top Dog, is going into B right there. And like Marty's probably saying, yeah, B is for second place or losers. Look, I just know Marty. Right now, he's probably so darn excited. He's sitting on his hands to keep from waving to everybody. You know? No, it was. I almost went to nose that thing because it's such a habit, such a habit. Let me put the lid back on that, and so here it is. It's going right here, and now another one here. And I know everyone's gonna say it's rigged because he's got two, but we are fair, impartial. Here we do not play favorites, but that's going to go into C for cat, Sugar Kitty. C for cat. So I'm going to pour a little in here. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Let me put that wonderful lid back on here because I have to. These are something I have to guard and use sparingly because they don't exist anymore. They don't exist anymore. So let me take another swig out of this wonderful Golden Glen while I cover them up with these wonderful Glen caps right here. I don't know if you guys can see that on there. Hold on, let me see if it will focus. It does, but it says Top Dog Bourbon right on that thing. Look at there. So I'm gonna cover them up for a minute. Cover them up for a minute. Oh, it's amazing. I've got three too. Look at that. So here we go. Oh, look at this. Cheers, Bobby. Thank you for popping on here. Appreciate you coming in there, smashing that like button. And no, I will not be drinking any Long Branch. Guaranteed. The third sip really tastes like Henry McKenna. That first sip, I was like, wow. Wasn't what I remembered, but second sip, third sip, much, much, much better in there. That's for sure. But anyway, so I know everyone's anxious for me to get started on these. So let's see what we have here. So the first one is Marty's. Ooh, interesting. Smells more along the lines of a rye to me. Getting some sweetness, some caramel. I don't know why, but maybe a very light fruit note. A little maltiness. Interesting. Almost a bit on the young side when I nose it. let y'all look at that color. It's not bad. That's nice brown, amber, dark color on there. Let's give it a little bit of a run around the glass here. And let's look and see what happens to the legs here. Well, they're moving pretty quick down the side of the glass. Only thing, I don't know. Well, no, I take it back. It seems to be holding on pretty good right there. It seems to be holding on. Now see, it's funny how get a little more air in the glass. Getting a little maltiness on that, so that's why I don't know. I'm going in for that rye note on Marty's glass here. Hey, cheers, Cheech. Thanks for stopping in. Prescription Bourbon, thanks for stopping in, smashing that like button, saying hello. Appreciate you all. So let's go in here on the palette and see what we got. Wow. Well, I'm going to say kind of like a caramel on it. It kind of was an unusual experience, not in a bad way. Very creamy and buttery. Very creamy and buttery. Smooth as in texture. Let me get another sip on this thing. Wow. Mr. Bauer, cheers. Z-Man. Hey, cheers. You know what, Richie? Appreciate everyone being here, but she could have taken her sweet time, but appreciate everybody coming over here. Smash that like button, say hello to everyone, and see who comes out on top here. Is it going to be Marty? Is it going to be John? Who knows? But let me get another little sip on this. Wow, I just got a good dose of cinnamon. Man, that's very interesting. I know this is going to be sound a little on the weird side, but it's viscous. It's like I said, it's very butter-like. And like I don't know, I'm trying to figure this out, but it's very like a candy note somehow, but nice and rich candy. Wow. That is very, very different. I don't know how to quite say this. That's very different. Now, this is something that Marty's been working on. So it's another hodgepodge of different things that he's probably been throwing into the spittoon that he keeps on the ground down there. And, you know, just hoping that somebody like me would say, yeah, I'll review it. But man, Mr. Bauer, cheers, man. Appreciate you. Oh, Major Zero, cheers. Thank you for stopping in here, coming to say hi, smash that like button. And of course, Slapshot, cheers, man. Yeah, Cheech's meetup is coming. Really, cinnamon. This is not that it's unusual, but I am getting cinnamon. I'm getting like a thick, rich candy, a little sweetbread notes, so like a malt. Wow. I'm trying to pick that one little note out of there, but it's almost like I don't want to quite say licorice, but maybe that candy is a red licorice. Like I want to say cherry because I'm not really getting a cherry note out of that. But it's not proofy, but I would guess it's coming in at 98 to 100, 102. Right in there is what it drinks like to me. Um, I'd probably better to dial in on 100 proof, but it has. I'm trying to pick up if I get any mint on this because I don't always get it on a rye, but I've got that rye bite, that the way it grabs my tongue and the way it rolls in on the finish. It's really nice. Let me get some water here and let's see what the Christmas 2023 is like. Marty, I have to say, that was pretty damn interesting. Thank goodness I've got enough for a second go round on there. All right. Top Dog wants to shore. I really analyze this. All right. So this one is B, which is the Top Dog's 2023 Christmas. Now on the nose, I get sweetbread, vanilla, rich, like almost like a creme brulee, like a maybe a little, yeah, malty sweetbread creme brulee. Nice color too on this. Let's give it a twirl in the glass and let's look at them legs on there. I'm more of a ass man, but I'll look at some legs. See what we got coming up here. Let's see what we got coming up here. Well, I can see them running down the side there. They don't seem to be in too much of a hurry to get down the side of the glass. So first impressions in watching the legs form and run down here that might be a little on the viscous side, which is nothing wrong with that. That's for sure. I do like a little viscosity. Man, that is a nice nose right off the bat. Okay. All right. Let's try this one on the palate. All right. It's definitely got some viscosity to it. This one has a nice, smooth, butter-like cream texture to it. Wow. Very silky. Trying to, usually after you have that first sip, let's see if I get anything else here on the nose, but the second and third sips, you always are going to get a little more. Wow. Yeah, caramel, vanilla, typical. I mean, what you would expect. And on this one, I'm gonna take another sip before I say it, though. I'm I'm noticing it on the back end here as the whiskey is finishing on the palate. Hey, Roger. Cheers, man. Thanks for stopping by, smashing that like button, and saying hello to everyone. Appreciate you. All right, let me have this other sip because I got something that is like, interesting on the finish here when this is coming back. Okay, let's give it another minute here and let that work around. But definitely getting a little bit of rye on there and a slight, and I'm going to see if it finishes that way here in a few more seconds. I'm going to say a slight minty finish, slight mint. And I don't get that. So when I drink rye, not often do I get the mint. And I've said this before, the one I really get the mint on is the Elijah Craig rye. On the finish, it moves forward and comes through there. Very, very similar to what I'm getting, but that's why I was a little on the confused side because it was faint on the finish. But the second one, it seems to be coming back a little bit. On the second sip that I had on the Christmas 2023 from Top Dog, wow. That's interesting. Hold on. Let me get a little more there, John. I know he's saying, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Him and his wife are sitting there going, yes, it's very interesting. Wow. Okay. Wow. It's pretty interesting. I like that. I mean, that spice is nice there. I like that little bit of a grab it gives me. And then that little bit of mint rolls in there. It's slight. But then there's this little bit of like it's coming back late in the finish, just a little like a lemon zest, just ever so slightly coming across the tongue to the front. That is how I'll describe that. That's how I'll describe that on that one. That's interesting. All right. Well, I will say this so far between Marty and John right now, really good blends. I don't know what Marty put in his spittoon, and I have no idea where, what John dumped into that old tin of Folgers coffee that he keeps on the floor there when he gets the whiskey. He don't want to finish. He just kind of just throws it in there. But so far, they're not bad. I will say this right now without tipping my hat. They're not bad. I don't know. Like I said, they're very different. Really, they're very different. Similar flavor, but two definitely, they're two different whiskeys. They're two different whiskeys. All right, now this one here is C, and this is another hodgepodge from Top Dog, to which I've had before. The nose is bean nuttiness or turkey. Okay, so that was in the barrel. Okay. All right. So that would give it something that I had tasted on there. Oh, there's no doubt your master blender's all right. Like I said, I've seen that spittoon you use, Marty, where you spit the whiskey into. Mm-hmm. After you mix it up. All right. This is one that I got from John a while back. Matter of fact, okay, yeah, it's this beam on the nose. I mean, it just got that nutty profile, that wild turkey esque. So people know what I'm talking about. Mm. Last night, I was watching it this morning. Was it 13 hours? Oh, now you talk about rigged, huh? You talk about rigged. He's also the executive producer of Whiskey Knows, huh? Huh? Hey, Rob D, cheers, man. Thank you for stopping in, saying hi, and smashing that like button. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Now this has some viscosity to it. It reminds me of turkey, Jim Beam, the viscosity, the nuttiness, the sweetness on there. Again, flavors reminiscent of B. Reminiscent of B, which is a little oakiness. And he confirmed that for me when he said it was in a barrel. So you get a little of that oakiness or that barrel note on there, because I know he put this one in one, and then the one that I'm tasting now was in a barrel. He has a 6-gallon barrel, or I think is what he said it was, a 6-gallon barrel, something like that. But anyway, very similar to that. But it's funny, on B, I did not get that Jim Beam esque like I get on this, but I already knew what this was. But now going back to B, I can compare and contrast and get some similarities in the whiskey because of where he had them blending and melding together. So I have similarities in the whiskeys like that. And one of the things that fooled me on this whiskey when I first tried it, even though he told me what it was, I just forgot until he dropped it off at the house and I tried it. And oh my gosh, John, what was that? It, it was the wild turkey that we were drinking together at Cosmo. Oh God, which one was that? Do you remember? I know I can think of it, but I just can't remember it. But it was sitting there, and we both actually spied the bottle. Oh God, which one was that? Wasn't wasn't father and son? Darn it! Ah, Master's Keep. Thank you, thank you. There we go. Master's Keep. Wild Turkey Master's Keep. We both spied that bottle. Like, is that Master's Keep? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, so far, Marty. Hey, Paul, cheers, man. Really appreciate you stopping in here, saying hi, smashing that like button. Long time no see, man. Great to have you here. Thank you. Yeah, Masters Keep. Masters Keep. There we go. Mr. Cloud, cheers, man. All right. Let's get back to the other ones there. Let me get one more go round. Let me cleanse off the palate here because okay. All right. Got the palate cleanse. Let's go back to Marty's here. I still got some in here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Marty aged his in a barrel. I really do believe it was in that spittoon on the floor. Either that or it was an old Miller Lite can. I don't know, but chances are I'm probably pretty damn close. Man, that cinnamon is is such a nice note, and this whiskey is viscous, sweet, caramel, candied type of a note on this, on Marty's, on A. Wow. I mean, it's just ticking all the right boxes. It's just ticking all the right boxes. That's for sure. I'm going to save a little bit, and I'm going to go back to B here. Let me just take a quick swig of water. Man, you know, this is really is the tough part. I mean, they're both exceptional blends, but you're always going to pick something out that is more to your liking. In other words, the notes that you pick up and like on there are really, really something that's going to, be for you.
Did you need me to do a blind for you?
No, nope, nope, nope. I just let you be. Sorry, wife's talking to me at the same time. No, got it handled.
Okay.
She wanted to know if I wanted her to do another blind. I'm like, no, this will be fine. But like I said, you're always going to lean towards certain things that you like, that fits your palate. Exactly. Exactly. She gets a pass. But it's this malty sweetness that I get on Top Dogs that is intriguing. I think, and I don't know, and he's not going to divulge it right now, but I think he might have put a little American malt whiskey in there. because now that I'm into this a little bit, I really get that lovely sweet bread malty note on Top Dogs. And I don't know if he added any of that to it or not. I don't know. But once I pick, he may pop in there and say, "Oh yeah, I have this in there." I don't know, but there is something different to this, and he calls it his Christmas blend. So it's a little maltiness, and I know it's going to sound weird, but plummy. And there was always something in there I was searching for, but coming back to it now, and on the nose with that malty sweetbread caramel down there's a little like plummy note. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's good. It's good. And thinking of the theme that it is, Christmas 2023, kind of makes you go, hmm. Yep. A little oaky, um, spicy on the palate, a little lemon zest on there. Still buttery smooth on the palate. Still buttery smooth on the palate. Wow. So 6 different bourbons in B and 2 different bourbons in C. Hmm. Interesting. Oh, I've seen pictures. I know that I know what that facility is like. Yes. It's quite scientific. I mean, there's a lot of tasting that goes on there to come up with these. So it's not like it's just, grab a couple things off the shelf, throw them in a shaker, shake them up, dump them in a barrel, and move on. Yeah, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at this. Look at this. Katie, cheers. Appreciate you. Thank you for popping in here, smashing that like button, and just saying hello. We all appreciate it when you pop in here. Cheers. Yes, I am. Hey, Tim. Cheers, man. Thanks for popping in here again and coming in to say hi, smashing that like button and participating. Yeah, this is something. Like I said, I think there's a little malt in here, but we'll find out in a minute. Mm. It is Richie Z, and I thank you, and I thank everyone that's showing up here to listen to me to award either Marty or John bragging rights. You know, I knew it would draw some people. But like I said, I know Marty's so darn excited he can't wait to hear what I have to say. Wow. And C, I found enjoyable when I first had it, but there's some similarities to B. They're both quite nice. And I tell you what, these are the B and C. It's hard for me to decide where they rank on here. It really is, because some of the notes are similar and I'm a little conflicted on them. And the reason I put C in there is I originally said that I was going to go ahead and do them together. And then Marty dropped off his because he wasn't going to be outdone by Top Dog. So this is in there. But boy, between B and C, there's a battle. I will tell you right now, there is a battle going on with me going, wow, which one is better than the other? Because they're equally good sipping whiskeys. Really. Oh, you know what, Paul? I got a fourth one here that I started on, which was the stream I did before was, the bottles that we have on our shelves that are good. We just haven't been to them for 6 months, a year or more. So I'm starting to bring them up. So I've got some Henry McKenna sitting in a Glen's, which I was sipping on in the beginning. So yeah, but that's okay. I are a professional. You know, Sugar Kitty, you always have excellent advice for us. Always appreciate you. Okay. All right. You're drinking some of the B? Okay. I just find the nose on C lacking a bit compared to B. B, I think, is richer in flavor as far as the nose goes over C. Now, there is no lie. Matter of fact, not only does it get rid of hiccups, it can cure you from drinking. Because if that's all you had, you're better off being on the wagon and drinking water. Guaranteed. Okay, one more palate cleanse, one more sip. And now we're going to see after these sips here what it is. So we got a little more in here. Let's see if Marty can pull this off here. Let's see. Magnificent on the nose. Wow, candy sweetness, viscous, buttery smooth. Really good. Really good. Take another sip of water here. And for me, the next little battle personally coming up is B and C. How they rank with each other. How they rank with each other. Okay. The last little tidbit of B. I mean, that's a nice bourbon. It really is. But I think there's maybe a little American malt in there. It's not bad. I like malt, so I like Scotch. I think people know that. I enjoy a Scotch, that's for sure. Apparently, you haven't been excommunicated in a while, Sugar Kitty. There's, believe me, there's nothing smooth about that crappy juice. Nothing. All right. And C. Mm. Let me just say about all these whiskeys, they're absolutely crushable. I mean, these are whiskeys you can sit here and sip on and sip on and sip on. And they truly are share worthy. So let me just say that, not because they sent them to me, but no, these are in their own right good whiskeys. Each of the two, well, three that I have distinct and unique qualities, flavors, and levels of viscosity to them. And they're amazing. And I really mean that. And they are truly good in their own right. And it's tough to truly pick, but like I said, you're going to lean more toward what you personally favor in flavors. That's what I was trying to get out. Favor in flavors in whiskey. And it is hard to figure out which exactly one is it. But I'm going to go ahead and make a call here in a minute. But they are truly, definitely sippable and unique whiskeys in their own right. The and like Marty will say, he just picked a few things just like Top Dog did that they both like, and they decided, yeah, I'm going to put this in my infinity barrel. I'm going to put this in my barrel, and make something out of this. And it does turn out well. And people think it's easy to take some whiskeys, throw them into a jar, a bottle, a barrel, shake it up and wait 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever. And, you have a decent blend. Doesn't always work like that. Talk with people that made or have infinity bottles. Sometimes 1 2-ounce pour ruins the whole bottle. And then sometimes a 2-ounce pour can really make a bottle. So it's very difficult to do. A lot of people just shoot from the hip and they just dump stuff into that bottle or that barrel and hope for the best. It's not always good. I mean, I've heard people say, yeah, it went south on them, or oh yeah, it really improved with time. For a few months they were really doubtful that it was going to be anywhere or mount to anything, but it had really come upon its own with a little time and another whiskey or two added to it. So it's not like it's an exact science or anything like that. But anyway, let me just say this again. it's really tough to get, how to say it, to really get these things down. But I will say this, these guys did. They've got something here that is drinkable and it's enjoyable. Hey, evening, Donald. Appreciate you coming over, man, saying hi and smashing that like button. Really nice of you. Appreciate you for doing that, man. Thank you. And it is. It's different. And I mean, it's different. It's difficult to do. But they did it. And I admire them for that. And I thank them for sharing this whiskey with me, because nothing I like more than trying something like this. And particularly when you get it and it's totally unexpected. You know, they just roll up, blow the horn, throw the package at me and take off. It's like, holy crap, that's really nice. So I have to I have to say this. And it's hard to say this, but there is a number one. Because to me, like I said before, you know, you've got to tick the right boxes on the person that makes them feel that, whew, this is really the one. And my number three choice, my number three choice, okay, and this was tough, is going to be C, is going to be the number three. So I'm going to leave it where it was on my flight deck here. New term. Since John made this for me, it's my flight deck. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to leave it there. But what everybody wants to know is who is number one? Who has the bragging rights? And that is true. That is true. You're still in the top two. You are still in the top two. C's the leader. Wow. And you know what's funny, John? I tendency to lean more towards a weeder. I like them. I didn't get that out of C. I really didn't. Did not pick that up at all on there. And married for 4 years. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing that it took 4 years. But like I said, this is a labor of love over time. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint with these bottles. It's a marathon. So let me just say this. It was difficult to pick, and I made a decision. And I'm sure some people are going to just fall back in their chair. I'm sure of it. And they're going to be like, God, the guy has no taste. But gosh, my number two pick, all right, out of them all, and this was tough. My number two pick Can you see what the number two pick is? So that means who gets the bragging rights. And the number one pick was just how I laid them out. A for Apple. Marty had everything in the top boxes. And when I got that cinnamon note along with that candied, viscous sweetness, It was like a moment I had to pause. I really, really did. I had to pause and go, damn, that's amazing. And it really is. It really is. So I have to say, congratulations to Marty. He pulled this out of his you know what, and I am sure right now he's jumping up and down and his hands are waving like you would not believe. I mean, his poor wife is yelling probably to stop because it's probably lowered the temperature of the house by a few degrees because he's just so excited jumping up and down over there. I really mean that. And I'm going to go ahead and and post a link, and who knows, the winners may pop on, they may not pop on. Oh, you know, but let me just say it was great. I appreciate you. It was tough, but man, Marty's was right up there. Was right up there, let me tell you. But it was a real tough fight between A and B. It really was truthfully a tough fight for me between A and B. But that cinnamon note just is what just gave it the nudge and over the edge. That's what did it right there. So congratulations to both of them because I think they did excellent, excellent work. I think that the effort they put into it was fantastic because I know what goes into these bottles, like I said, and I am extremely appreciative for these gifts and these samples that I did get, and just can't thank those two enough. This was really fun, and it's one of those things. Now Marty's got a little bragging rights, and I'm sure his wife is really happy too right now, listening to him. But you know what? Only thing I can say is they're all magnificent, and I'm not just saying that, but they really are. They they're all magnificent. They're really good, and if you guys get the opportunity to try them, wow, you're not going to be disappointed. You're just not going to be disappointed in it. That's for sure. So you're always honest. Yeah, that is for sure. But yeah, so thanks to both of them. Thank you for the generosity of the samples and allowing me to try these. And I will say this, and I'll say it again, and I've said it many times. It's one of the hardest things you have to do is to choose a winner, particularly when you know the two individuals and their friends and supporters, not of the channel. But you have to do it. It's tough, but you have to give somebody the bragging rights. But thank you again. Really appreciate what you two have done for me and giving me these samples and allowing me to taste them and do a review live. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate that. I knew you'd pop in somewhere.
Sure, brother.
I knew you'd pop in somewhere.
Read Marty's comments, man. He doesn't want the win, and he's telling you why.
I
just scrolling it. It's not that far up. As he wrote in there, Anthony, read my previous comments. It's kind of interesting what he says.
Oh, there you go. See, that popped up, blast out of me. So there's two of his in there.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, actually.
Well, yeah. Well, there you go. But Marty, I think it was that Copenhagen juice that might have pushed it over the top. I don't know, because it give it that sharp cinnamon note. But you know what? You've got to be honest. So there you go. So a little top dog influence in the winter. Wow.
John,
That's probably why it was tough. I mean,
John,
honestly, there was the notes going up and down the line were extremely similar, except the cinnamon note popped through on Marty's. And it was like, wow, that is really nice. And with that real buttery, silky type sweetness with the cinnamon, it was like, ooh. But now that candy sweetness that I was saying could have been that honey. Could have been that honey in there. I don't know. But that being said, that's I mean, I wasn't kidding when I said it was a difficult uh
look at the Top Dog's comment.
my 2-week notice.
These guys. Doesn't want to work with a loser. I'm like, really?
You know, Top Dog, you see how it is? You see how it is? But at least he admitted that in his blend were 2 from you.
Yeah,
And I kept saying it's really hard because there were so many similarities in there. And like I said, the cinnamon note though on Marty's is what changed it for me. But back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was tough. It wasn't like it was clear cut. It wasn't, because B&C for me had that nice barrel char, or not barrel char, but that barrel note, the oakiness to it that was nice. But B had a little more sweetness to it, and the flavors just seemed a little higher than C. So that was the only difference between the two. They're both were exceptional, but the difference from that was just, to me, there was just when I say a little, it wasn't much more flavor in B. But the difference between A and B on Marty's was a very defined cinnamon note to me that I just thought, oh my gosh, this is really nice. This is really nice on there. So that being said, that was kind of it. But straight across the board, there were an extreme number of similarities to them, to which I was like, holy smokes. I wasn't sure of which way I was going to lean if it wasn't for the darn cinnamon note.
Cheers, Stacy.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it's hard to make blends like that. You're right. I mix stuff up all the time. Sometimes
And the honey made the blend right. Well, like I said, there was a sweetness on there there was something. That's for sure.
Sweet always takes the edges off of things. So if you can get that with something that's a little proofy, if you will.
Head sanitation engineer. Hey, Stacy, cheers. Appreciate you for coming over, saying hi, and smashing that like button. Well, like I said, there's no favoritism here. You know, I mean, absolutely no favoritism. There no influence whatsoever from anybody.
There you go.
None. That's for sure. None, none, none.
Cheers, William.
Yes, she did do a good job tonight. Her and Scott, it really was a good job. That's what I said at the beginning of the stream. You know, I asked people, hey, did you catch this? Blah, 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 blah. It was really, really good.
Yep.
Really good.
She sent everybody over here too.
So we've got 15 more minutes before Livewire starts. So just to give everybody a heads up that Livewire Whiskey will start in about 15 minutes, and we'll head over there, and make sure when you get over there, you all say that I sent you, and click that like button when you get over there. Support that channel. because they're a good group of people over there that I'm glad to say that, I know them. So cheers to Live Wire whiskey.
Yep. Cheers to Little Stalsy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But, I like doing stuff like this, but it's when it's this close, and unless you've done them, when it's this darn close and you have to pick a winner, it's almost you just want to put two names in a hat, shake it up, and whichever one you pull out is winner because they are just that good. And I'm not just saying that.
No, that's
I've had top dog stuff before. This one that he sent me to Christmas, and I really liked it. And those two, like I said, were very similar. And it was hard to discern which one I liked better, but B just had a little level of viscosity and sweetness over C, and it was like, boom. Pouring some C now. Going to do your own little comparison. There you go. Mm-hmm.
I would.
But yeah, they're good. And so, like I said, tonight the bottle I brought forward after I haven't touched for a while is a little Henry McKenna. So poured that in the Whiskey Nose Golden Glen, which I will say was probably one of my first surprised gifts that I ever got in the mail. And then I think it was Whiskey Encore. Glass showed up. And mine is a when I say an original logo, he doesn't use this logo anymore, but it was one of his original. It's hard to see in this light, but it's the original Whiskey Encore logo. God, it looks so hazy, but it's not. But anyway, it showed up in the mail.
I think it's
And
bad
then
when you get.
And then a bourbon battalion T-shirt
This
one
is
time showed up.
The Starlight Single Barrel. It's a seal block pick.
Oh,
And
yeah.
This showed up at my front door on Friday.
Well, that's what happens when you order it.
I didn't order it. It was opened but it was in the box. It didn't leak, and it's delish.
It was opened, but it was in the box. It didn't leak.
Yes. So none of the bottle itself had already been drank. Probably 4 ounces gone.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody sent it to me. I don't know who sent it. I could have got it off the stream. I don't know. Don't remember.
So, John, was there any type of American single malt or anything in that barrel that for B? I'm telling you, this was one of the first tchotchkes that came out, and we call it the Golden Glen Society.
Have you had the Heaven Hill bottle and bond?
No, I haven't.
I'm thinking I probably should just, because it's only like $55. And everybody talks good stuff about it, and then he's throwing it out in chat again. And I love Heaven Hill. I want to think about that.
Yeah, you know what, Sugar Kitty? Like I said, I've been lucky. There's many good people here that send me stuff, and of course you're one of them, but that I thoroughly enjoy. And I was talking about this earlier on Scotch Down Under. People send me their list, and specifically ask me to pick some whiskeys because they want to send me samples. Well, you know what? It's not that I don't appreciate it or anything like that, because that definitely isn't true. I appreciate it, but I feel, and I don't want to say embarrassed to ask or to go through somebody's whiskey and say, yes, send me a sample of this, and this. I just can't do that. And
I
I
don't.
prefer it
I,
just to you guys to drive up, blow the horn. I run out, grab the box as you flip a bitch in the middle of the street and head back east. You know, like I
yeah.
said, it's just me. I just feel bad about going through somebody's list and picking out all these excellent whiskeys. I just do, and it's I don't know. I just can't do it.
I don't.
But I
I
wouldn't
don't.
have any problem in asking specifically, like Z-Man, hey, send me some of this or send me some of that. I honestly wouldn't. But when you give me a list and stuff like that, it's like
Yeah.
I just can't. I just feel bad because it's like a kid in a candy store. I probably want one of everything.
I don't ask because of the trouble it takes for the person to sit there and send that and create it. But I still got certain people that I'm a Patreon of that are constantly sending me stuff anyway. And I keep telling them, quit doing it. And they said, no, it's going to make me feel better if I send it to you. I'm like, cool, then send it. And I try the samples and everything I get is good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's stuff I can't find, but I never ask. I'm not that.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are super generous people, and
Yes,
Eric has been super generous in dropping stuff off, and particularly scotches that he absolutely knows I just can't get. They're just not here. And I have been fortunate that he has sent me some stuff that I get to try. And then I do it live, and say, oh my gosh, this, that, and the other. And I'm savoring my last drams that I have of a Glen Scotia and a Port Charlotte here that he sent me. And I was just nice. I mean, it's just nice to have. So that being said, I am appreciative of stuff like this. It's really, really great
Totally
of people to do. And this was a great, fun thing to do. And, I put a few things up, just being funny with the Golden Glen, the picture of me and John, and all the tchotchkes that he has sent me. It's all in fun. It's all in fun.
Well,
And
Marty and
grateful
John
to
like
get
to have
that.
fun out here.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Seaman.
I said Marty and John like to have fun out here. They're always
Oh yeah,
fun.
absolutely. And I knew, neither one of them would be upset at all.
No.
I mean, honestly, I know that. But when I got this stuff in the mail with the Glen caps from John, I was floored. I mean, oh my goodness.
Oh really?
Yeah. I try to call it my.
Are they bourbon neophyte ones or?
Yeah. He put my logo on them.
Good for him.
I'm telling you.
He's done that for other channels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. And then, he made me this.
Oh, cool. I like that. Yeah.
I'm telling you what, it's beautiful.
That is.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It really, really is. It really is. And that's not all. I hate to say it, it's not all. I don't have it right here, but a nice book. And he got me one before to put notes in on different things, particularly like this, but it's a book. It's a notebook, but it has my emblem. It has my logo on it. And
Wow.
like I said, he sent me a keychain. And this will have to go hanging on my tree next year. Yeah. And then, of course, this I'm going to use for sure up at camp. It's made out of a piece of wood, a little piece of cedar. It's got a little crack in it, but you know what? I'm going to take it up to camp with me. And I'm going to use, that's going to be my coaster right there. And that's what I'll put my coffee on, my dram on, whatever the case may be. But I'll take it up to my camp. But then this is the one I'm going to keep here on my desk or over at my recliner that he made me. That's really nice. And it's really good for my coffee cup and things of that nature on my little stand right next to my recliner. So I've got homes for it already, but this was really a great surprise.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, definitely.
I got this stuff. Really was nice. Really was nice. But so I am very appreciative of all these gifts. So cheers to Marty and cheers to Top Dog for being good sports, sending me this whiskey and the tchotchkes. So thank you guys.
Cheers.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun. It was a fun time.
As it was.
Yeah, for me it was. Yeah. I enjoy stuff like that and drinking some good whiskey and just BSing for an hour or so. And like I said, it's going to be 4 minutes till live wire whiskey. So everyone get ready. Go grab your next bottle. Get yourself some water because it's important to hydrate. And get ready for a good time. Well, you know what? At first, they could have been Sugar Kitty. They could have been matching earrings, but no.
I didn't see that.
These aren't pierced, and I don't wear clip-ons. So, well, was pierced a long time ago, but only lasted maybe a month. Maybe a month. And I was in college, and it caught on a thread on a pillow, and it ripped that stud out.
Right on, John.
Scared me.
It carried you.
I agree. B is better than C. B I can't duplicate, but C I can. Well,
Cheers, Richard.
I'm telling you, John, it was tough between the two because the similarities were so close, but B just had a little more sweetness, a little more viscosity to it than C, and it was like, bottom line. And between you and Marty, so darn close. I mean, truthfully, but the cinnamon note is what really did it. But thank you again. And I mean that. Thank you. You and Renee are always so generous, and I'm grateful to know you guys and, call you guys my friends, and always look forward to seeing you in chat on the streams. And as you know, you're always welcome to join, man. So without further ado, I'm going to end the stream because I want people to go over and hit Livewire. I really appreciate you all. Thank you very much for showing up and listening to this. It was great. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Good thing he used that Long Branch for the cinnamon. There was never any cinnamon taste in Long Branch. I know. I just had some last week, and I am good for a while. Good for a while. But all right, everybody. Thank you very much for stopping in here. Let me raise my glass and say cheers to you all. Thanks for stopping in, smashing that like button, and subscribing, all the good stuff. We will see you over at Livewire Whiskey. Cheers, everybody.
Have a good week, brother.
Have a good night.